Protesters returned to the streets of cities in Madagascar today for a third week of anti-government demonstrations that are now demanding President Andry Rajoelina's resignation. Recall that President Rajoelina fired his cabinet last week, but many demonstrators are now demanding the 51-year-old leader resign himself. Reports say police in Antananarivo fired tear gas to disperse the marchers. Many were university students who seized on protest last month against water and power cuts to air broader grievances against the government. Inspired by similar Gen Z marches in Kenya and Nepal, are giving voice to discontent over rampant poverty and high-level corruption. Similarly, in North Africa on consecutive nights this week, cities and towns across Morocco have pulsed with anger of young people mobilized under the umbrella of Gen Z 212, the country's international dialing code. Led by mostly students and graduates, the protesters are demanding sweeping reforms in healthcare, education and social justice, issues they say they have been sidelined. African Affairs analyst Amuda Musibudi joins me on What Now to discuss the protests in Madagascar and Morocco. Good to have you join us, Amuda. Right, so just before we get into Morocco and Madagascar, it's not just Morocco and Madagascar, there's Peru, there is Nepal, and we've seen a protest in Kenya. Just a similarity there is the fact that it is young people who are protesting, Gen Zs mostly. And then you also find that the issues are the same, really about discontent, marginalization, exclusion. I mean, what do you make of it?
Well, I respect the standard of Gen Zs are people who were born in the age of what the world experienced and knelt down and so then intervening with the respecting and so they have faced a lot of feedback in their respective countries. And so these young lads are asking serious questions. They are not ready to accept what we call, they do not feel factored what we feel factored. They feel that questions have to be raised and answers to be given. So they want to go this step and they need everyone to and question institutions, why institutions should be what they are, where they are, why they are. And these things require an answer. So eventually, this generation is a question asking generation. And as long as we do not get the right answer, as long as we do not get a very simple answer, we can be sure that the consequences will be rebellion, which we have seen, across the globe, from Nepal to Peru to Kenya, Morocco, Madagascar, and a whole lot of stuff, including Nigeria.
And the protesters in Morocco are demanding sweeping reforms in healthcare. We mentioned that earlier, education and social justice. And they say that these issues have been sidelined as the government pours in as much as billions into the 2030 World Cup infrastructure. You remember that this was also one of the issues in Kenya, where it looks like Ruto was the poster boy for the West, while issues at home were suffering. I mean, just speak to the idea of some African leaders seeking global validation with little reforms back home.
Well, you see, it's an argument from the 90s. Environment of the 1960s, we know that those of many African leaders that were silent as a result of their not being in cahoots with the West. A good example is, of course, the likes of Amita Kabra, the likes of Bassani Sankara, and a whole lot of that who were removed or associated because they did not enjoy kind of collaboration with the West. We would also recall the speech that was given by Robert Mugabe in the category, before they had in the UK, way back when it came to power. And how Mugabe also transmitted from the Dali to become a despot. So this angle, I say that there is this tendency, feeling or this feeling that, we must do what we need need to do to be the poster boy of the West, so that the West can keep the government. And many times when they do this, it also means that they will neglect the home front by initiating policies that are introduced to them by the West without regard for the what I would call the local peculiarity. And the implication is that there will be growing unrest in the West. Again, many have also said that this is also a byproduct of neoliberalism and neo-imperialism, where African countries have become the satellite countries and the West has become, of course, the main economy. So African countries are the satellite where the main resources are dropping from, but then they are the ones that suffer the most. That explains why a lot of African leaders would rather look to the West than do what is necessary at home.
Interesting points you made there. Thank you so much for your time, as always. African Affairs Analyst Amuda Musibudi.